Hello, my dear students, once again. Today we're gonna go to the third poem, that is the Bangle Sellers, and it was written by a poetess named Sarojini Naidu. Why I say a poetess? Because she's a female, okay? So, a female person who write a poem is known as a poetess, and a male person who write a poem is known as a poet, okay? So, here is Sarojini Naidu. She's a poetess, all right? So before we go to the poem, let us first look about the author, okay? So Sarojini Naidu was known as the Nightingale of India. She's a freedom fighter, a poetess, okay, just like a poet here. Was born in Hyderabad. See, she was born in Hyderabad, and her father was a doctor, and her mother was a poetess who used to write poetry in Bengali. She began writing at the age of 12, and her famous works are The Golden Treasure, The Birth of Time, The Broken Wing, etc. These are the name of some of the books as well as the title of the poem. She worked alongside Gandhiji, and her birthday is celebrated as Women's Day. And the Bangle Seller, okay, which is the poem that we're going to learn now, is a fine example, the musical verse, and it is a fine poem exploring the life of Indian women, the Indian culture and people. Now let us look at the before we look at the summary of the poem. Here the setting of the poem is at a temple fair, okay? It happened at a temple fair. So yes, let us go at the summary. So here they says the mood of the poem is joyful. It is very joyful, and the poem appears to be jubilant as the color it talks about. There is a comparison drawn between the bangles and their colors with nature and each phase of a woman's life. Now let's look next. Let's go at the first stanza, okay? So let's read it out. Bangle sellers are we who bear our shining loads to the temple share. Who will buy this delicate, bright, rainbow tinted circles of light, lustrous tokens of radiant lives for happy daughters and happy wives? Now, what's the meaning of the stanza? So, here you see what's the meaning of the word delicate? Delicate means easily broken. Okay. Now, lustrous means shining. Okay, now let me explain the meaning of this stanza. So the poem here begins with the speaker, okay, introducing themselves as the bangle sellers. Here the poetess, what she did, she introduced herself as a bangle sellers and who sell the articles. Okay, articles means the bangles here at the temple fair. As I told you, right? This poem was taken place at the temple fair. Okay, so they call out to the people to buy their bangles. They describe their bangles as delicate, which means they are easily broken, and bright rainbow tinted circle of light. What does it mean by rainbow tinted circles of light? Which means brightly multicolored bangles. Okay, so they advertise by rhetorical questioning. See, rhetorical questionings here means the question that is asked here: who are going to buy them? Okay, and these bangles are being sold for whom? For the happy daughters and the happy wives. The bangles here are called lustrous. You see there, lustrous, lustrous token of radiance life, which shows the Indianness of the poem, where bangles are bought on special occasions and they are associated with happiness, joy, and prosperity. Okay, so now let us go to the second stanza. The Poetic Devices first. So here, what does it mean by what is the rainbow tinted circles of light? Here, the rainbow tinted circles of light is a metaphor. Okay, some of you might have forgotten what does it mean by the metaphor. Here, the colors of the bangles are likened to the colors of the rainbow, which means the different colors of the bangles, they are compared to the colors of the rainbow, and the light reflected by the bangles gives it to the appearance being made of light. Okay, so now let us go next to the second stanza. Some are meet for a maiden's wrist, silver and blue as a mountain mist. Some are flushed like the buds that dream on the tranquil brow of a woodland stream. Some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves to the limpid glory of a newborn leaves. So now before that, let us see at the meaning first. Okay, you see I put it at the side. Now flushed means pinkish in color. Okay, now some of you may think that, okay, where is the color mentioned here? So just remember, flush means pinkish in color, and tranquil means calm. Leaves here mean split. Okay, splitting of the small buds of the leaves. And limpid means clear or transparent. So in this stanza, the speakers talk of the different kinds of the bangles that they have, and some of these bangles, they are suit for the maidens. Okay, the young unmarried women, they are suitable for the to put it on the wrist of the young unmarried woman. And what are the colors? The colors are silver and blue as a mountain mist. Okay, these are the colors for the maiden wrist. Now next, some are flushed like the buds that dream. Okay, what does it mean? They said that some of them are pink and pinkish or light red in color, like the flower buds growing. Okay, growing beside what? The woodland stream. Still others are green. See, others are green and glowing like the transparent beauty of a newborn leaf. So, in Indian society, bangles have an important culture and religious place. So, different colored bangles are worn by the women in different stages of life. Blue, silver, and green are generally worn by the young maidens. Flush like the buds that dream symbolically suggest that it is a dream and shyness of the maiden woman who wears them on the buds are waiting to bloom. In her wrist, she's waiting to get married and she's dreaming to enjoy the charms of life. In this stanza, the poetess, she's trying to present the stage of the youth in a woman's life. Okay, now let us look at the Poetic Devices. Now, silver and blue as a mountain mist. This is an instance of a simile. Here, the color of the bangle is compared to the mist of mountains. Next, some are flushed like the buds that dream on the tranquil brow of a woodland stream. So, this is an example of an imaginary. Some bangles are likened to the flushing or pinkish buds that seems to be sleeping on the banks of a woodland stream. Some are aglow with the bloom that cleaves. This is also an imaginary of the poetess This represents some of the bangles by comparing them to the transparent glory of the newborn leaves. Now let us look at the next stanza. Some are like fields of sunlit corn, meet for bride on her bridal morn. Here morn, okay? MORN. Some like the flame of a marriage fire, oh rich with the hue of a heart's desire, tinkling, luminous, tender and clear, like her bridal laughter and bridal clear. Now the meaning of the word luminous means shining. So here in the third stanza, the bangles are golden, similar to the color of the fields of the corn when sunlight falls on them. These bangles are meant for the bride to wear on the morning of her marriage. Other bangles, bright red, just like the flame of the marriage fire. The red bangles indicate her heart's desire and passion for her new life as a bride and wife. The poet uses four adjectives to describe the bangles, that is tinkling, luminous, tender, and clear. Now, tinkling means the sound of the bangle, luminous means glowing or shining, tender means fragile, like easily broken, and clear means transparent. So, these four adjectives are compared to both bridal laughter and tears as well, which represents both the excitement of a new beginning as a wife and the grief or sadness when she separates from her parents and home. It points to the transition that a woman makes from a maiden's daughter to a wife. Now let us look at the poetic devices. Here some are fields of sunlit corn. This is also a samai. Here the comparison is made between the yellow corn fields bathed in sunlight and the yellow colored bangles. Here again the next line. Some like the flame of a marriage fire or rich with the hue of a heart's desire. Again this is also a smile. The red bangles here become symbolic of a new bride's love and the desire for her husband. Now tinkling, luminous, tender and clear, like her bridal laughter and bridal tear. Here the young bride's laughter and the luminosity of the bangles is likened or compared to her tears. Thus, this is also a smile. So in the third stanza, you'll find that there is only poetic device, that is the smile. Okay.